90% of them just when I see the subject. The ones I choose to look at, even if it's from a reliable source, I will then spend extra time going to other reliable sources to verify A, if the information is correct, and B, what part of the information is correct. When I'm satisfied that I have the facts, and then when I've looked at the opinions, I come to my own conclusions and my own opinions. That's why most of the time whenever you hear me here or on Clubhouse, I will do my best, not always, but I will do my best to say, this is my opinion, because the last thing I want to do, this is just me, is to tell somebody that something is a fact. For example, I talked about Marco Rubio coming over from Cuba like an hour ago, and the gentleman corrected me and said, no, he was born in America. It was family that came. I said, you're right. I made a mistake, and I completely admitted it. So there you have it.
Well, thank you, Steve. Appreciate that. Lawful Man, are you there? Lawful Man?
Yes, I am. Hello, how are you?
Hi, I'm well, sir.
Steve has a hard time knowing the difference
I have a
between
very
his
strong
facts
opinion on
and
this
his
subject.
opinions.
The American judicial system, I'm coming to you because you're the law guy, right? How do we fix this broken system? Or is it even broken in your opinion?
The system is broken, but we need to hold our elected public officials responsible for their improper actions when they represent that official position. I think that's the biggest issue with the judiciary. And it's all forms and types of administrative government, simply because the people can be incentivized not to do their jobs, or to do their jobs ineffectively, or to bring their own personal opinions into what's supposed to be effectively done on a fair shake state, especially when you're dealing with the judicial system. However, we know that they practice a lot of things that are profit-based.
Let me ask you a follow-up question, if I may. Why do we have a system in place, right? And I could be wrong. You know, you're the lawyer, I'm not, but I'm just going from lived experience, where prosecutors have pretty much carte blanche to do what they want without any repercussions. How do we fix that?
Well, this is the wild part. They don't just have carte blanche. It's just very difficult to hold them responsible because they're all part of a buddy system. And it has to be a gross miscarriage or a gross, it's got to be like so, and it has to be a pattern. So it can't just be one thing. It has to be a repetitive pattern that is provable over time for you to hold a jurist responsible for their actions.
Let me ask you this.
They have to be able to prove intent.
Let me ask you this. I think it's politically motivated, right? And I just want to get your opinion. What do you think of the prosecution of Letitia James?
If she violated the law, she ought to be held responsible. Any public official, every public official ought to be held responsible for their violations of the law, especially when you're going to sit on the administrative processes and execute them against the other citizens of society. As a matter of fact, you should be held to a higher standard simply because you're a public official.
Thank you, sir. Guys, we're going to go popcorn style. If anyone wants to grab the mic, you're more than welcome to. Just please respect the one mic policy. John Kitover, what's up? Did you win your election?
I thought his election was until next year, November next year. No.
Oh, I don't know. I thought it was this year.
I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
Well, he's on stage. Let's find out. John Kitover, how you doing?
I'm good. I challenged Darren LaHood yesterday. He challenged me, and the election is March 17th, 2026.
Oh, yeah? How many votes did you get in this past election?
It wasn't votes. It was petitions, and I got 1,650 out of 1,550. So we 100. And guess what? The incumbent, the congressman, is 500 signatures short for appearing on the March 17th ballot. So it goes to court, and I have to get an attorney, and there are 2 challenges against me. And so in about 10 days, this all goes to trial to find out who's on the ballot.
See, here's America. You got John Kitover, who who's batshit crazy. He's gonna be a congressman. Welcome to America, people.
Well, this is really about ballot access. I encourage everyone here to run for Congress. You realize it's a very small world. It's me versus a Republican and a no name nothing Democrat, just like me, going against a guy that has $10 million, has every attorney that he can afford, and they literally kick you off the ballot, and they themselves are guilty of what they accuse you of doing. So it's just a small world, and you realize that when you actually put your toe in the ring and you put your hat, in the ring. I mean, that's the way
Hey,
it
hey,
is.
Johnny boy, check this out. Since I was one of your larger political donators, I will expect some kickbacks and some favors when you become a congressman. So I'm making that publicly known. But we can talk about that offline.
Great. I mean, if we,
Because
if I,
that's how the American system works. I pat your back, you pat my back.
the victory for me is just getting on the ballot. This isn't my first time doing this, and getting on the ballot is extremely difficult. The lawyers, the judges, everything is fixed against the grassroots candidate.
Well, I'll tell you what, America has for a long time really needed a legitimate third party, but the systems that are in place, the politicians that are in place, the mechanisms that are in place, that's not a reality. That's never going to happen. So we have to pick, I guess, the lesser of two evils.
I do wonder sometimes if, a democratic capitalist system is the very, very, very best system. I mean, that's what we're told from the time we're born. That's what we assume. But man, JB, I went to Dubai there, and they've got less natural resources than we have in Canada. And everybody in Dubai is given a fucking free house, like the Emirati people. Probably, if our government did it the same way, we'd have mansions.
Matthew.
Hold on, Sabina. Poodle, you know what, man?
Yeah.
People here in America, right? We have this victim mentality where we'll complain about us being a capitalist country until they become capitalist and they make some money. Then they love the system.
No, I'm just putting it out there, just as a wide idea. I do think we probably do have the best system, but I mean, Dubai was interesting because their government's just like build, go for it. And
Isn't it fair to say, though, that capitalism in general evolves and that potentially every single democracy ends up being fascism? Regardless, the capitalism aside, every democracy ends up being fascism because of the way that they operate, because of the oligarchy, and because of the way that the government takes control. So over time, as it matures, it becomes problematic. There isn't a better solution because potentially all the other forms of government become problematic as they age as well.
Yeah.
So saying that potentially there could be no alternative, but democracy keeps resetting itself over and over again, which is why democracies in the past have failed. There's no reason that ours is going to be different.
Right. It does seem like that. Like, for example, post-World War II, North America here, we had a massive boom. Everybody was excited. We're in the atomic age now. The troops are home. Everybody had babies, baby boomers, and it was kind of an optimistic time. I guess not for everyone, but for a lot of folks. And I think might be the same thing there that's going on in Dubai. They're through the boom stage. It might not be the specific type of government or type of economic system, but the stage that it's at, right? So
Exactly. I mean, we're the most advanced one, so.
Hold on.
yeah, we're kind of old now, right? Yeah.
Hold on 1 second. So I wanted to welcome Bima to the stage. Bima, how you doing?
Good morning, everyone. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm living my best life. I was happy to see you come into the room that you and I have built a little bridge where we could be respectful to each other. And then I looked in your profile and it says, donate to Gaza. You know that money, whatever money people are going to donate is going to be stolen? You know that, right?
Are you sure though, JB?
100%.
How do you know? But how do you know?
Because the leadership of Hamas lives in 5-star hotels in Qatar. That's how.
Yeah, but they still got any more power there? I don't know if they do.
Of course they do, bro.
They do?
Of course they do.
Well, maybe you know more than me. I don't know.
Matthew, I have common sense. But I was talking to Bima because I'm trying to build a little bridge with this young lady. Bima?
Yes, sir. I'm not, I guess my only response would be, shit's gonna happen, but I don't think that should stop us from supporting people that still want to live. You know what I mean? That aren't part of a part of the problem. And if that's the only, if that's the only opportunity that we have, I think that. I mean, I personally, I think we should do it.
How much have you donated to Gaza? Oh, she went on the phone.
No, I ignored that, JB. What are you talking about? This is too spicy. I put that on mute. I could wait. Do you know, I worry about talking about specifics with money and things on here because people have threatened me with certain things. So I would say that for the sake of
I apologize.
not you. No, that wasn't you. No, that was not you. I was not actually referring to you. But other people have on this topic, and so I'll just have to voluntarily refrain just for my own safety.
I totally respect that. I'm sorry that you got threatened, and people on this app. I spoke about it earlier, Bima. I think the downfall of society is social media. Like there's no guardrails. People would say, do what they want, radicalize, do all this crazy shit. And you know what happens is, I'll give you an example. You got idiots like Luigi Mangione who assassinated the healthcare CEO. Whatever you think of healthcare, I think it's a reprehensible system and it fucks people's lives up. But to murder somebody. But if you go on social media, this kid, half the population think he's a fucking idol. And they send him money, they send him naked pictures, they send him 500 pieces of mail a week because these idiots get radicalized online. There's no guardrails.
JB, that's only because he's not a 65-year-old fat man like me.
I totally agree. Uncle Steve, how you
I want to see pictures of Steve.
No way. But JB, no, I totally agree with you. I was absolutely I was shocked when that happened. Hey, there's a good interview with Eric Weinstein and the British guy. What's his name? Piers Morgan. I think you would like that. It's sort of on the topic, but yeah, I think you might be interested in that, JB.
Thank you. I like Piers Morgan. See ya.
Hey, JB, what do you think about, you guys talking about the Middle East, that real time right now, our administration is welcoming in the president of Syria, who's been active as a member of Al-Qaeda and been active in killing U.S. soldiers throughout the years, yet, the current administration is just basically welcoming him in with the red carpet and open arms. What are your thoughts?
I think today is tomorrow's friends, Theo. I think look what happened after World War II. We welcomed the Japanese are some of our strongest allies. Same thing with the Germans. I mean, what he did was reprehensible, but we have to break the cycle somehow. And by breaking the cycle, that means we have to sit down with some reprehensible people. Just my opinion. Hold on, Pool. Let me say good morning to Joe. Joe, good morning. Joe Sahawa. Joe,
I like your answer. So can I ask a question? Because your answer really got my attention. So when you see the Hamas in the White House, what's your reaction? You're going to say the enemy of the past, the friends now?
No. Well, I have my own personal opinions, but Hamas is a terrorist organization that.
Well, he was a terrorist.
You asked the question. Please let me answer it. That their main purpose is to eliminate all Jews in the world. So I'm against it. And that ideology is not going to change. People change, Joe. Ideologies change. Situations change. Am I happy that the president of Syria, who is at one point was an unknown terrorist? No. But what are we supposed to do? Allow the killing to continue? Allow the slaughter of innocent people to continue? We have to break bread with somebody. And, at some point, we got to predict the lesser of two evils.
Could you verify when you say killing of innocent people? Are you talking about which people, if you don't mind me to ask?
Any country in the Middle East. Syrian people were innocent. They were killed. Innocent Jews, innocent Palestinians. Listen, I'm a Zionist, Joe, right? I'm pro-Israel. But I also against a lot of the things they've done. I'm not with what... At some point, what's the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over again with hoping for different results. And I think what's going on over in Gaza, I think it's just enough. I just think it's enough. It's overkill, if you ask me. Just my opinion.
I respect that. I'm pro-Palestinian, but I don't care about Palestine or Israel. I want the United States first. That's my concern. I want the people think about the United States, America first, not Israel. I need just the people to wake up and put our money inside our country, not elsewhere. Do you agree with that, GB? Do you put United States first or Israel?
I'm American first before anything. I woke up today, I'm American. I'm paying my tax dollars to America. But I also know that, listen, there's people way smarter than me that do these strategies. I know that Israel's our biggest ally for whatever reasons over in the Middle East. So we have to placate them at some point. Steve, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, to the comment, and I think I've spoken with this gentleman before, but if not, I humbly apologize. When he says we should keep all our money in the United States, I suspect part B to that is we shouldn't be spending our money outside of the United States and with other countries. He can respond after I quickly finish. If we want to keep being the world's policeman, which, by the way, I advocate simply because it keeps the country safer, if we want to continue being the world's policeman, we do have to spread around. We do have to have eyes and ears on the entire planet. So when you say we should keep our money inside the country, if that means we should not be spreading it around the world to be the world's policeman and keep our country safe, I am against that, sir.
If I can ask a question, Steve, sorry,
Yes,
can you hear me?
yes, go ahead.
Yeah. So Condoleezza Rice, I could post a video in the chat, right? I'm so curious to hear what you think, because Condoleezza Rice has said that we can't be the police. This is her speaking, right? I'll post it in the chat. She's saying we can't be the police of the world, but great empires are not allowed to be isolated, right? So there needs to be like an in-between. Do you think there should be like an in-between? What are your thoughts?
What does she say the in-between is?
What in between would be like in between, almost like soft and hard. So you're not the police where you just involved in everything, but you pick and choose a bit, right? But just not involved.
Oh, wait a second,
yourself.
Sabina.
Yeah.
Respectfully, wasn't she the Secretary of State when we invaded
Yeah.
Afghanistan? I'm just
She was.
curious.
Yeah, she
Okay.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's why I think her critique is important, because I think what she's saying is that we should all be involved 100%, because I don't think that America, there's no superpower that can go into a nation just completely transform the whole thing. That's
in what you said, I agree. We should. There are 209 or 200 nations around the world. I agree. We should not be policing all of them. In fact, I think the only police that we should be doing is within our country. But should we exert our influence? Should we have eyes and ears on what's going on? Should we keep an eye on the Middle East, because arguably it's the breeding ground for terrorism? And terrorism generally, when it's done, or when it starts, it's either it occurs in the European Union, in NATO, where we are obligated to put boots on the ground because we are we have sworn to defend NATO. So I agree with your interpretation of Condoleezza Rice. We should not be policing other countries, but we absolutely should have eyes and ears on them. That's what I think.
Just one second. One second.
Everybody mute up. Thank you. Because I have to shout out Vero. Vero, happy Veterans Day. Thank you for your service.
I'll smack this shit out of every nigga in this room right now.
Yeah, you do that. I just want to wish you a happy Veterans Day. If it wasn't for people like you who can hold conversations like this. Happy Veterans Day to all the veterans that it applies to. Matthew, hold on 1 second. Let's go to Joe and I'll come right back to you. Joe?
I just want to say I totally agree that we have to monitor the world through the CIA. not for billions of dollars. We should also not let the senators talk in behalf of the United States and support Israel. They have to talk about their state. That's my point. And not talk about Israel and not go to Israel to worship them and get money from a foreign agent like APAC. And this is really against the law, should be, but whatever.
Hey, Joe, let me ask you a question. If we send, I don't know, $500 million to Israel today, where do you think Israel sends that money to? What do you think they do with that money?
Innocent kids, women, war. Yep.
But what they do is they take that money and they pour it back into the American economy. They buy American armaments, munition. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying that money comes back to America. It's not like they put it in their bank account. Hold on, let me finish. It's not like the Hamas leadership that puts it in their bank account.
Can you show me the bank account details? Do you have any proof? Or you just throw this word right there? Well, Joe. You don't have proof. So you don't have proof, right? Say yes or no. You have proof? Okay. Yes or no? I don't have to prove nothing to you. Exactly. Okay. So you don't have proof. Thank you. Okay, you're welcome. Because these people who've never had a job in their fucking life have billions of dollars in their bank accounts. Tell me how that happened. There's the proof. I don't want even the United States to support Palestine. Dude, like, you don't still understand. I understand you're a fucking moron. And you don't come into my space with that type of fucking energy. How about that? Yeah, Matthew.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, like, on a very practical level, ignoring what's right or wrong or something like that. If you look at the relationship between the United States and Israel, it's basically similar to Japan. After World War II, Japan was, like, the United States' permanent Air Force carrier in Asia. And Israel is the United States' permanent Air Force carrier in the region of oil, gas and oil. Okay. But Sabina is right. You cannot, and if you look back through history, this is the case. You cannot sustain military bases and overstretch yourself for a sustained amount of time without going into extreme debt. Like, if you look at the Romans, that's exactly what they did.
Poodle, yeah. I have to say this respectfully, and then I'll let you finish. Yeah. This love affair with you Canadians and between you two Canadians, enough. We get it.
No, I'm just saying, like, it's if you look at the Spanish Empire, you look at the Dutch Empire, you look at the British Empire, all these guys, especially like the Spanish, they had fucking bases in the Philippines and Mexico and Europe and the Arab Peninsula. And this was like 400, 500 years ago. And this drained their pockets. And what happened is that the Spanish stopped creating things. They stopped having factories. They imported everything. There's a very specific, very common trend that's happening here. And that's why a lot of politicians are saying, look, you got to maintain power across the world.
Well, there's being prior to experience, for sure.
This fucking guy's never heard of a book?
And cannot you grab knowledge, like, for example, you from the book Human Action, and not necessarily having experienced it?
How can I? No, because that's a stolen concept.
Somebody stole a concept.
Yeah, you're yeah.
Let me ask you, what is primal? What is primacy? Existence or perception?
Existence. It's perception is perception of existence.
This is just an English language education room.
That even you don't perceive are true.
Wait, sorry, someone was talking. What did you say?
There are things that even if you don't perceive are true.
Yeah.
Or haven't acquired.
Yeah.
Your senses. Those are a priori.
Well, no, because I'm talking about specifically the knowledge part. I can't know of something without experiencing it.
Thanks, JB. Thanks for hosting it. I like seeing you here. Try to come more.
Okay. So epistemology. So then you're going out of metaphysics and you're going into epistemology.
But that's what a priori is. Kant is saying, hey, listen, like, we can know prior to experience. A priori knowledge is specifically you know something prior to experiencing it. Physically impossible. Like, human knowledge doesn't operate like that. So I'm not rejecting what's.
Wait, how does human knowledge operate, Simon?
The epistemological justification for knowing.
Yeah. And that's there's no a priori.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm saying it's not a valid method of not like validating knowledge. So you can't justify a priori, and that's why like in human action, I asked like what's the role in human action in all of these justifications when the foundation of knowledge that it's using, okay, is invalid. Like, and then you're gonna cite logic to me, which is what objectivism
the man
is.
just acts. You don't need knowledge in order to act, to know what's convenient for you. No, you don't need to be aware of that knowledge. No, to just act.
No, I'm not saying that.
Milk,
I'm saying
the baby cries. It just acts. That is
no.
human
I understand.
action. Exactly.
I understand.
He doesn't need to understand what milk is. He just wants it.
I know, but I'm not talking about that specific. Like, I'm not talking about a specific concrete. I'm talking about the logic that in the book of human action is justified by a priori knowledge, and I'm saying you can't cite objectivism as missing knowledge logic when the entire epistemic system to which these justifications are built on is invalid.
Wait, is somebody trying to make a salad here?
Let me.
Bridge the gap.
New rabbi's here.
Politics set to ban.
Simon is a complete and utter moron. At least you understand English, Rabbi.
After finding out scientific
What
evidence.
is wrong with Simon? Like, does he have brain damage?
Simon Abdullah Samsam?
Simon, Issa's dumb Canadian French Simon who speaks like he's a moron.
Bro, I've heard a lot about him recently. What's happening with him? Is he okay?
Nothing. He's got a room open called Philosophizing Philosophical Philosophy with Issa, and they're talking about a priori and other stupid shit. It's just an English word salad room for morons who, like salad without croutons and ranch.
Yeah, but at least they're not talking about Israel and Palestine, bro. Thank God.
That's true.
Because that's... Bro, how can you talk about the same damn thing every damn day for,
Years.
Yeah, but that's what they've been doing, bro. It's just, don't you get bored? Shit.
Well, you do the same thing in a different way. Everyone is a brain rot sufferer here. Welcome, Evital.
That's not true. That's not true, nigga.
Really? You say the N-word all the time. You need an N-word Tourette syndrome medication like Pepe.
Yeah, but saying nigger is different than talking about the same damn thing.
Oh, really? You say the same word every day, though, all day long. N-word.
Okay, but you use the word...
You're an Arab N-word. You're an SN, a sand N-word.
Okay, but you use the word you every day. That doesn't mean anything.
Nah.
What are you saying? Wait, let me just make fun of Simon here so I can...
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, no, I didn't know where you were going with that, that's why.
Simon, what's your point?
What's your point, man? What's your point?
What's your point?
Yeah, what's your point?
I don't know. What's the epistemology of this conversation?
The epistemology of the conversation is just telling people to read books.
Oh my God, could you imagine a world where people read books instead of just repeated themselves on their cell phone all day long and talk about
I
epistemology?
haven't really heard you actually make any arguments as to what I say, because...
Well, what's the a priori of this conversation?
I don't know, because a priori is not a valid method of thinking. So why don't you actually contribute to something?
I don't know. What's the point of this room? And what's your point?
Go to the gym, Fatty. Go to the gym. Are you nice?
They kicked me.
Oh, he's the one making bitches there. Well, you should go with your other account.
I knew that was gonna happen.
Go with you have a million accounts, bro. Go to another account and just... Yeah. Bro, your problem is you don't last long on the stage.
Listen, bro. You can go over there and chat with Simon until your heart's content.
I would.
Listen, these are rooms for people that don't speak English, that want to practice speaking English. There's no purpose at all for any of these rooms, and it, like you say, it's a total waste of fucking time.
So what do you want me to tell him? I'll go tell him.
We're gonna jump in here. Here we go.
I mean, human made the religion and the God.
Human made religion and God. Okay, good.
Yeah. And they're fighting each other.
Yeah.
Your God is good, my God is bad.
Yeah.
They're idiot.
Is your God Stalin?
Yeah, he's my hero.
He's your hero, yeah.
Simon, why did you kick me? You just can't take the conversation, huh?
There's no
Talking about
conversation.
nothing, wasting all your time getting angry, kicking people. Got him again.
TikTok, I mean, I posted everything. She said, when I tell you everything, I reposted everything. Not only that, King, Black Lives Matter. She busted that thing wide open. I don't even hear niggas even saying BLM no more. I don't even hear them saying it no more.
If they saying it behind the prosecution. That's because they getting ready. They in litigation.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah, Black Lives Matter is a wrap.
Yeah, Candace is a real one. Trust me. Candace is, if you don't know, now you do. You know, and people need to just take the time and stop being a damn bandwagon and go listen to the stuff that she's saying so that you don't look like a fool, saying stuff like why people letting Candace Owens speak on Black matters. That's that. Just stop that. Just stop that real quick.
Well, you might as well put it all the way out there because I only think one of her grandparents is from the Caribbean. The other one, apparently, this is her own words, is foundational Black America, meaning they was here in a part of, some stuff before 1865. But she, Candace will always remain a real one for me. The way that she pushes back against abortion. And so I gotta give her props for this because ain't nothing worse than Black people running around trying to defend killing babies. That's all I can say.
She definitely does the work. You know what I mean? She does way more work than most people do. I mean, she researches everything. The way she is beating the hell out of that Brigitte Macron, I mean, I wouldn't even bat an eye on her not knowing what the hell she's talking about. She knows what she's talking about.
Yeah, Brigitte Macron, that's done. That's a done daughter. Anything, you know what I'm saying? That's another whole nation across thousands of miles away, and she served them up. So I got to give it to her on that one. And again, you know what I'm saying? The worst mistake culturally that we're making is, Black folks is being the face behind killing babies. And so I got to, like I said, I'm always going to give Candace props for that. If I disagree with her on everything else, I'm definitely going to agree. Always hold that one.
All right, let me ask this question then. Angela Stanton King or Candace Owens?
Well, Angela Stanton recently bought the Israel pill.
No.
And I gotta slow down on that one.
No, what happened, man? I'm not in the loop.
She went to Israel. You know what I'm saying? No. She got a flight, and she's doing some type of healthy food initiative or something like that. So I don't know. I mean, the jury's still out. Although I gotta give it up to, Angela for the work that she's done. I can't. She definitely is a real one.
Oh, they cut her a paycheck. Okay. I guess she's trying to make money honestly.
So respect, you asked a question. I just need to clarify. You talking about Candace or Angela?
No, I No, that's me. I just asked the question. Like, all right, if we gonna say, who we rocking with, who we align with the most, is it, are we rocking with Angela, or if we have to choose, that's aligned with the mission that we were talking about. Is it Angela or is it Candace?
That's a hard choice, but I think I'm gonna go with Candace because if y'all are telling me that Angela's been bought out by the small hats, while Candace is calling out the small hats.
Candace was bought too.
No. When? Maybe initially, but not after the Daily Wire fired her. After the Daily Wire fired her.
She done literally got nigga rejected by the Christians and the white Christians and the white Jews. He's a Catholic.
She's definitely Catholic.
The white Christian Zionist evangelists are coming for her head. This woman is receiving death threats regularly. Smallpox, ditto. So I'm trying to figure out how a nigga with a dead man switch. Y'all know what a dead man switch is, don't you? The hood therapist, do you know what a dead man switch is? Do you know what a dead man switch is, sir?
I'm not familiar.
Did the white man teach you that in college, sir?
Not the same as a kill switch? Yes, sir.
Did the white man teach you that in college, sir? No, sir?
Don't have that class.
Let me do you a favor.
Is that the same as a kill switch? A dead man kill switch?
What dead man switch is that if you kill a person, then they have information that has been sent to various sources that will be exposed in the event of their death. That is a dead man switch.
Repeat that. Repeat that.
It means, Evelyn, if you kill me, I got that tape of you sleeping with your husband's brother. Not that you actually slept with your husband, but you know what I'm saying? It means that whatever the dirt is that you would want to kill me for will still be exposed even in my death. So it's like a dead man turning on the lights, still illuminated in the dark.
I saw that in Superfly. Wasn't that the plot in Superfly? Oh, y'all too young to know Superfly. Movie Superfly. Yeah, the dead man. Yeah. He had one too at the end of the movie.
I know that she has said that no matter what happens to her, she has already set something in play, like what you're talking about. Exactly what you're talking about. She set something in place to where everything gonna be exposed no matter what.
Didn't Ida B. Wells do something like that too?
You said Ida B. Wells?
Ida B. Wells.
What happened?
One of those visions? I thought she had one of those visions. Something was to happen to her. I was just asking the question. Yes, I'm not familiar.
All right. Ida B. Wells Burnett was an American investigative journalist, socialist, educator, and early leader in the civil rights movement. She was one of the founders of the National Association of the Advancement of Colored People.
Right. She did some investigative journalist on some high-powered white people. She had some leverage on those people.
That sister was from Mississippi.
Not familiar with that.
I'm reading up a little bit on it.
Nobody's in the room familiar with that narrative? I guess not. Well, allegedly, she had uncovered some highly sensitive information
some high-level white supremacist government officials, and she had that as leverage over them. That's how the narrative. I remember reading about that. Ken, what you doing over there? Your mic is on.
My bad.
I thought you had something to say. All righty then. Getting quiet in here. I'm on a little break. So Nick Fuentes. I remember, I think, reading or watching something about him, but I'm not too familiar with him. Is he an anti-Semite? Is that what that branding Nick Fuentes is? Or is he one of those Christian Zionists?
He's a Catholic, radical, white supremacist that just so happens to call out everybody that isn't America first. He's one of those. So,
calling out black folks,
white folks, Jews, Mexicans, Israelis. Who else you can call them now? Goddamn Spaniards, goddamn Chinese. Did I say Jews? Yeah, he's one of those individuals that calls them out and said, I'm probably saying it wrong. Nope, I won't even try to say it. What he does is he leans in on the racial epithets and the stereotypes and believes that all to be true. He has a warped perspective on history that although he may be right a couple of times in his points, 85% of what he says is incorrect.
what's his ethnic background? Is he Hispanic? Fuentes? Is he Hispanic?
He is of Spaniard descent.
Not Hispanic, but Spanish.
I thought he was one of those white Hispanics, like biracial. One parent's white, one parent is Spaniard, but I could be wrong about. Definitely identifying as white, for sure. I don't remember him speaking on the border or nothing like that. None of his people.
You're wondering, his last name alone gives it away. Fuentes, yeah, he's Hispanic, man. Yeah, they try to hide.
There ain't no question about what he is. I say he don't claim his people.
Yeah, people who don't care what he claims, but at the end of the day, he is what he is. You know what I mean? Like, I can't be like, well, I'm not this.
Spaniard? You care about what somebody else claims, but you don't care about what he claims?
Well, when you I can't speak from my work, but when you are outwardly racist in certain things, and then you make it seem like you're pro-white and you're absolutely white and you're not, that makes me question who you are as a person because you're not even white. You're not even 100%. Like, you're not German. You're
all the time.
No, what I'm saying is, I'm talking about him in particular.
He's European. He's definitely European.
Yeah, Wikipedia says, according to his bio, he is Irish, Italian, and Mexican. His father is half Mexican. There you go.
So if he's half Mexican, that means he's half Spanish.
Right, because Mexican is not an ethnicity, it is a location.
It is not a race. It is not a race.
Yeah, I'm just reading his bio.
Mexican is not a race. It is not a race. before 1505 and Hernan Cortez, what they call them people in Mexico? Mexicans?
No.
Fuck out of here with this Mexican shit. A Mexican is nothing but a mulatto cracker. It's native.
I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can
We can hear you.
So that means that man is 75% European and 25% native. Barack Obama wasn't 75% black, and we all called him the first black president. So, nigga, what? I mean, come on, let's keep it real. Respect, did you call Barack Obama a white president? Did you call him a Kenyan, nigga?
I call him a Kenyan and white person, yes.
He's a goddamn liar.
I'm Haitian, bro, so of course I'm gonna go by the people's background.
That's Jesus. That nigga ain't nobody in here never heard nobody call this nigga nothing but black.
Hey,
this nigga is coming live for the sake of fucking.
Hey, he's Kenyan, my brother. He's Kenyan. At the end of the day, right?
Yes. But we know that he was never recognized as anything.
Because ASMR Wisdom Only by your good friend Candidate John.
He'll probably be back. He'll be in and out.
Tell my bitch that she ain't answering, it's on when I see it.
Oh, no. Where? What'd she say? I thought.
Damn, we'll go off on the know for real.
I mean, like.
Bro, Moose said these girls clearly want to.
I mean, this foreign plastic I
Look, this is ASMR by John. Welcome back, Melissa. I'm gonna read a book this morning. Hi, Rich. Welcome, Bond.
Now I want you to just let yourself melt a little bit. Just.
Listening to yesterday's ASMR.
When we don't see the self as self, what do we have to fear? See the world as yourself. Have faith in the way things are. Love the world as yourself. Then you can care for all things. 14. Look, and it can't be seen. Listen, and it can't be heard. Reach, and it can't be grasped. Above, it isn't bright. Below, it isn't dark. Seamless, unnameable, it returns to the realm of nothing. Form that includes all forms. Image without an image. Subtle, beyond all conception. Approach it, and there is no beginning. Follow it, and there is no end. You can't know it, but you can be it. At ease in your own life. Just realize where you come from. This is the essence of wisdom. 15. The ancient masters were profound and subtle. Their wisdom was unfathomable. There is no way to describe it. All we can describe is their appearance. They were careful as someone crossing an iced-over stream, alert as a warrior in enemy territory, courteous as a guest, fluid as melting ice, shapeable as a block of wood, receptive as a valley, clear as a glass of water. Do you have the patience to wait till your mud settles and the water is clear? Can you remain unmoving till the right action arises by itself? The master doesn't seek fulfillment. Not seeking, not expecting. She is present and can welcome all things. 16. Empty your mind of all thoughts. Let your heart be at peace. Watch the turmoil of beings, but contemplate their return. Each separate being in the universe returns to the common source. Returning to the source is serenity. If you don't realize the source, you stumble in confusion and sorrow.
Virginia.
When you realize where you come from, you naturally become tolerant, disinterested, amused, kind-hearted as a grandmother, dignified as a king. Immersed in the wonder of the Tao, you can deal with whatever life brings you. And when death comes, you are ready. 17. When the master governs, the people are hardly aware that he exists. Next best is a leader who is loved. Next, one who is feared. The worst is one who is despised. If you don't trust the people, you make them untrustworthy. The master doesn't talk, he acts. When his work is done, the people say, "Amazing, we did it, all by ourselves." 18. When When the great Tao is forgotten, goodness and piety appear. When the body's intelligence declines, cleverness and knowledge step forth. When there is no peace in the family, filial piety begins. When the country falls into chaos, patriotism is born. 19. Throw away holiness and wisdom, and people will be 100 times happier. Throw away morality and justice, and people will do the right thing. Throw away industry and profit, and there won't be any thieves. If these three aren't enough, just stay at the center of the circle and let all things take their course. 20. Stop thinking and end your problems. What difference between yes and no? What difference between success and failure? Must you value what others avoid what others avoid? How ridiculous. Other people are excited, as though they were at a parade. I alone don't care. I alone am expressionless, like an infant before it can smile. Other people have what they need. I alone possess nothing. I alone drift about, like someone without a home. I am like an idiot, my mind is so empty. Other people are bright. I alone am dark. Other people are sharp. I alone am dull. Other people have a purpose. I alone don't know. I drift like a wave on the ocean. I blow as aimless as the wind. I am different from ordinary people. I drink from the great mother's breasts. 21. The master keeps her mind always at one with the Tao. That is what gives her her radiance. The Tao is ungraspable. How can her mind be at one with it? Because she doesn't cling to ideas. The Tao is dark and unfathomable. How can it make her radiant? Because she lets it. Since before time and space were, the Tao is. It is beyond is and is not. How do I know this is true? I look inside myself and see. 22.